two rugged luxury titans are squaring off in 2025. The no-nonsense Ineos Grenadier and the iconic Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. The 2025 Ineos Grenadier brings back old-school off-road toughness with modern engineering, designed for adventure seekers who crave raw capability and purpose-built design. Meanwhile, the 2025 Mercedes-Benz G-Class, or G-Wagon, blends legendary 4x4 performance with unmatched luxury, advanced tech, and a commanding road presence. So, which one is better suited for your lifestyle, mechanical grit or high-end refinement? Stick around as we compare these off-road beasts in performance, design, comfort, tech, and overall value to help you choose your ultimate adventure SUV. This is Parth, and you are watching MotorNation. Starting up with a basic overview, you might notice that the 2025 Ineos Grenadier is everything most modern SUVs are not. This is not a soft, pampering lifestyle bauble. Dubbed the station wagon by its manufacturer, the 2025 Ineos Grenadier is designed for the world once the sidewalk ends. It's the first vehicle from a brand new automaker that's part of the privately held Ineos Petrochemical Company, an uncompromising off-roader that takes its cues from the Land Rover Defender of the 1980s. Engineered in Austria, built in France, and named after a London pub now owned by Ineos, the Grenadier is made for true off-road prowess and longevity rather than cul-de-sac affectation. Its tried-and-true old-school layout includes body-on-frame construction, recirculating ball steering, solid front and rear axles, 3 locking differentials, and a 2-speed transfer case with manual engagement. This vehicle stands in defiance against most modern SUVs that are little more than soft-riding lifestyle cars. It's tough, simple, and made for the outdoors. While give Mercedes-Benz credit for orchestrating the G-Class SUV's transition from a one-time military transporter to a revered luxury icon. The 2025 G550 shares a silhouette and all-terrain competence with a Spartan 1979 original, but its 6-figure price tag, highly customizable nature, and a plethora of luxury gear push it close to the ultra-luxe realm occupied by vehicles such as the Bentley Bentayga and the Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600. The G's impressive off-road capability comes with a compromise to its on-road handling. However, the G550 isn't exactly crude when being used to commute or road trip, but you can never quite forget its truckish nature. A turbocharged 3.0-liter inline-six makes 443 horsepower and is mated to a 9-speed automatic and standard all-wheel drive. More serious off-roaders can add all sorts of journey-enhancing equipment. The G Professional model, for example, features meaty tires, an adaptive suspension system, and fancy but rugged trim and upholstery. Even so, many buyers will choose a G-Class for its unique style and the status-heightening effect that such ownership brings. Talking about the engine, transmission, and performance. The Grenadier is powered by turbocharged 3.0-liter inline-six sourced for BMW. The engine is good for 282 horsepower and 331 lb-ft of torque. Drive is to all 4 wheels through a standard 8-speed automatic gearbox and a 2-speed mechanical transfer case, which is operated by a chunky mechanical lever next to the gear selector. All versions of the Grenadier get a locking center differential as standard, which is engaged by moving the low-range selector lever sideways. The electrically locking front and rear axle differentials that come with the optional Rough Pack package are controlled by buttons on the overhead console and, in our experience, are a little tricky to engage. The Grenadier Trial Master Edition brings much more off-road equipment, including BF Goodrich all-terrain tires and a snorkel air intake. It also has a second battery, which allows it to power 110-volt appliances drawing up to 400 watts, and is pre-wired to allow fitment of additional off-road lighting and other accessories. Unlike many plusher rivals, the Grenadier doesn't have selectable terrain response modes or a smart traction control system, so skill is required to get the most from it off-road. Given its off-road priorities, it's little surprise the Grenadier's on-road demeanor feels as if it comes from an earlier era than its luxurious rivals. Low-geared steering and solid axles require frequent correction to stay the course over anything but the smoothest surfaces, and the six-cylinder engine must be worked hard to deliver strong acceleration. In testing, the Grenadier Fieldmaster got to 60 miles per hour in 7.3 seconds, a respectable time for an off-road SUV. The Grenadier's top speed is electronically limited to 99 miles per hour. The EPA estimates that the Grenadier should deliver 15 miles per gallon city and 15 miles per gallon highway, with a more off-road capable Trailmaster Edition getting downgraded to 14 miles per gallon city and 14 miles per gallon highway. On the other side, all G550S now come with a turbocharged 3.0-liter inline-six with 443 horsepower and 413 lb-ft of torque. A 48-volt hybrid system helps out but doesn't provide any electric-only driving range. The powertrain sends its torque to the wheels via a 9-speed automatic transmission. All-wheel drive is standard, as are the famed triple differential locks, front, center, and rear, and low range. During our test drive, the new inline-six engine performed admirably but lacked the distinctive sound of a V8 that we had become accustomed to as part of the G-Wagon experience. Still, the current generation boasts much improved road manners compared with the outgoing generation, thanks to an independent front suspension and a lower center of gravity. Whereas the previous model leaned into corners with comical abandon, the newer model at least tries to pivot without scraping the door handles on the pavement. The new generation G550's steering feels more precise, and the ride quality is composed on all but the choppiest surfaces. The 2025 G550 with the inline-six got to 60 miles per hour in 5.0 seconds, which is slightly quicker than the old V8 version. The G550 has many charms, but fuel efficiency is not one of them. Even with its new six-cylinder powertrain, the EPA only rates the brick-shaped SUV at 17 miles per gallon city and 19 miles per gallon highway. Taking a look at the interior, comfort, and cargo, the Grenadier's cabin is trimmed with durable-feeling materials clearly designed for hard use. But the interior also features several neat design touches. Our favorite is the dashboard's center panel, with large physical switchgear clearly labeled in the manner of an airliner's control console. The aircraft impression continues with secondary switchgear, including the controls for the optional locking differentials on the roof behind a rear-view mirror. We also love the secondary toot horn control, which produces a softer sound designed to warn cyclists and pedestrians. Utility is generally good, with the Grenadier having a deep storage box between its front seats, a big glove box, and several other smaller stowage compartments. The luggage compartment is big, too, with 44.3 cubic feet of volume with the rear seats in place. That's because, despite being longer than many contemporary three-row SUVs, the Grenadier is only offered with 2 rows of seats, with rear legroom also more limited than in most similarly sized vehicles. The Grenadier gets a single 12.3-inch central screen that handles both instrumentation and infotainment functions. What initially looks like a smaller digital display in front of the steering wheel is just a binnacle for warning lights. Speed, fuel level, engine temperature, and revs are displayed in a small area on the left side of the center stack screen. The main section of the screen can be reconfigured to give more off-road driving data, as well as control entertainment functions. The Grenadier supports both wired and wireless Apple CarPlay, but only wired Android Auto. The Grenadier doesn't have a phone charging wireless pad, but individual USB-A and USB-C charging ports are located inside the storage box between the front seats. While standing in contrast to the G-Wagon's paramilitary transport vehicle exterior is a fully outfitted luxury interior. Standard features include a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, heated front and rear seats with leather upholstery, a power-adjustable steering column, 3-zone automatic climate control, a sunroof, and 3 12V power outlets. With the check of a few option boxes, buyers can enjoy massaging front seats with ventilation, a heated steering wheel, and Napa leather upholstery. The G manufacturer options offer the most opulent aesthetic, including unique upholstery choices, but they cost a considerable amount of money. While there's no shortage of headroom in the front or rear seats, the G-Class is still essentially a very luxurious and well-equipped box. The instrument panel and infotainment screen are positioned nearly vertically. The driving position is almost bus-like, and the large, flat glass areas occasionally shoot alarming reflections across the cabin. You'll never mistake the experience for the palatial vibe of other high-end SUVs, such as the Bentley Bentayga or the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. But the G550 has every bit as much presence. It also has tons of cargo space. A standard 12.3-inch infotainment display takes center stage on the G550's near-vertical dashboard, and on it is Mercedes' latest MBUX software. Navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a Burmester stereo system are all standard. Those looking for further upgrades can add a rear-seat entertainment system that provides passengers a chance to stream video content, interact with the infotainment system, or browse the web. Talking about the safety and driver assistance features. All Grenadier models come with a lane departure warning system, automatic emergency braking, speed limit detection, and a driver drowsiness monitoring system. On the other side, the G-Class has a slew of standard driver assistance technology, such as blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, speed limit assist, lane keeping assist, and self-parking assist. A more advanced adaptive cruise control system with a lane centering feature is optional. And finally, coming back to the pricing, the price of the 2025 Ineos Grenadier starts at $76,700 and goes up to $88,550, depending on the trim and options. The base Grenadier is about as no-frills as a modern SUV can be. Steel wheels are standard, and cabin carpeting is an extra cost option to allow for a hose-out interior. While we appreciate its single-minded, Spartan-like simplicity, we do object to the idea of a $70,000 SUV without standard heated seats. The Fieldmaster Edition is the one we'd recommend, as it brings a smattering of creature comforts in the form of leather upholstery and the missing heated front seats. The Fieldmaster also gets an upgraded audio system, a Napa leather steering wheel, and what are described as safari windows, twin side-by-side moonroofs at the front as standard. An extensive options list means it is possible to add capability to the Fieldmaster, including standalone add-ons, including an integrated front winch, rock slider sill protectors, and even red or gray paint for the ladder frame chassis. Tick every box, and the Grenadier can be pushed past the $100,000 mark. While the price of the 2025 Mercedes-Benz G-Class starts at $149,400 and goes up to $163,700, depending on the trim and options. With a starting price of around $150,000, it's a good bet that most buyers won't be too concerned about ponying up for a few options. Still, the sheer number and cost of those extras is dizzying. Our feeling is that buyers are best served by enhancing a G550 with thoughtful choices like the exclusive trim, which add the nicer Napa, leather upholstery, and snazzier trim pieces. The seat comfort package includes massaging front seats with ventilated cushions, and we'd add the heated steering wheel, too. The only other option we recommend is the available adaptive dampers that allow the driver to dial in the ride quality. So, when it comes to choosing between the 2025 Ineos Grenadier and the 2025 Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon, it really depends on what you value most in an SUV. The Grenadier is built for those who want pure utility, mechanical simplicity, and serious off-road prowess without all the frills. Perfect for true adventurers and overlanders. On the other hand, the G-Wagon delivers that same legendary capability but wraps it in first-class luxury, advanced technology, and undeniable street presence. If you're after a rugged workhorse, the Grenadier makes a compelling case. But if you want to conquer trails in comfort and style, the G-Wagon still wears the crown. Which one would you take off the beaten path or to the valet? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this comparison, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to MotorNation for more in-depth reviews and head-to-head matchups. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.